Ain't no more gangsters in rap no more. Ain't no more checkers in rap no more. You feel me? To where people used to point out and be like, man, that's, you know, I ain't trying to get kicked off my live, but y'all can insert. You know what I mean? It's another word, it rhymes with day. You feel me? And it ain't night. Hip hop has lost its rules. Hip hop has lost its laws and regulations. And it's at this point now where cats no longer check things and be like, this ain't hip hop, this ain't real, we don't like this. You feel me? Nah, this don't fit. We don't do that whatsoever anymore. And people, you can say it's a new generation. It's not. You feel me? It's not. Ain't nothing a new generation. Those are the same because that's been on some weird type of time. But I say hip hop need this war because it's almost like a battle between light and dark. And hip hop has such a powerful place in hip hop in the world because it curates, you know, the spirit, you feel me, of Black America. Now you have the industry. The industry is what has ruined hip hop, not the art form. The industry has ruined hip hop because they will push anything, and then because cats be wanting to be involved, they want to be able to constantly get access to certain parties. They want to be able to, you know, get certain deals, and they don't want to be blackballed. They no longer speak up and say nothing that's real. They no longer say anything that's real. It ain't have nothing to do with me liking Playboy Cardi's style or Lil Uzi's style. I just wanted to be separated from hip hop. If this is soy boy music and that's what y'all on, you feel me, then say that. But don't put everything into one category because then it makes you want to distance yourself from this thing that they call the rap game 100,000%. And then once you get to that point, they'll be like, buddy, you making money. I don't care. Money can't buy back your soul. Money don't make you a man. Money don't mean nothing if you can't even look in the mirror like the person you are. These cats nowadays dyeing their hair, putting on makeup, goddamn, and wearing purses and walking around voguing like drag queens. And you consider that hip hop and nobody got nothing to say? Because everybody wants access to be around and we encourage this? This is weird behavior. That's why I say hip hop need a war. We need tracks where people checking each other. We need to call out the weird things and the agendas that's going on. It can't be buddy-buddy. It can't be friendly-friendly. That's why, you know, whether you respect J. Cole's decision to apologize or not, he should have never apologized. Stand on. Sometimes you got to say things and then just stand on it. That's where we at. There's 45 million, based on the consensus, people that consider themselves to be Black American, if you will. But we are not a monolith and we are different. And at this point in time, this is still choose your. I already said this at the beginning of the year. This find your tribe season. This is like you got to make strong alliances right now. And in the culture, we need to have strong alliances to say, all right, who's aligned with my values? Who's aligned with their values? And we need separation. This one side of hip hop. This the other side of hip hop. You feel me? This is the complete industry mainstream. This side what considers themselves to be more purists. They more so honor multiple values of hip hop. They gonna talk about, they go vibe. They might throw some club records. They might throw some politically conscious in there. You feel me? They may go to all different angles. They may reflect what the streets got going on, and then they may inspire the streets and give the streets something to aspire to and what we should have going on. That to me is like kind of like encompassing like the whole thing. But when you got this effeminized version of hip hop that's happening and the feminized version of men today, you know what I'm saying? We don't get nothing real, and these little boys be looking up to them because they got all the money, they get all the looks, they get all the brand and advertisement deals. They got multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar machines behind them. You feel me? And it's corrupting the mind through influence. Because you got young, corruptible minds that's malleable and they're watching versus listening, and this is what they're becoming. The images that they see in a way that people behave. And there's not enough representation of just men being men and standing up on what they believe. And that's why I say a war is necessary, because what is hip-hop anymore? What does it mean? What does it represent? What are the values of it? What's the tenets? Does it just mean that you can rap and you throw on the beat and you're a part of hip-hop? Because we just went through a 50-year anniversary and now it's all in shambles. You know what I'm saying? Like Diddy was somebody who really brought in that bad boy era. You know what I mean? All about the Benjamins. And that era is still running hip-hop today. It's all about the money. It ain't about the respect. It ain't about the power. You know what I mean? It ain't about the information. It ain't about revolution. It ain't about change. Of course, that's not everybody, but we talking about what we consider to be mainstream. And this is why, make no mistakes. When people say Big Three is really a myth, first of all. But the reason that there was a Cole and Kendrick in the so-called Big Three is because they held the presence of political and social consciousness in the streets. They was able to talk about real things. Now Drake, of course, doesn't talk about anything political or social whatsoever, and people say they don't want to hear that from him. That's what they say. But as a king in hip-hop, that's what hip-hop is. It's going to give you everything plus. So that's why you got to kind of combine them three together in order to get hip-hop, because one person doesn't serve the entire need of the spectrum of what's called hip-hop. Them three together serve the entirety, because it can't just be Drake, because you need the political and social consciousness in your viewpoints, in your lyrics. So this is why people put them in the Big Three, but the reality of it is the reason I say it's a myth, because Drake is 36, Future is 40, he just dropped an album, everybody on it, they listening to it, right? You got, I think, Cole is like 39, and Kendrick is like 36. And at first I thought it was about, all right, these are the younger guys, and that's why they only was saying these three. But the reality of it is Kanye is 46. He only 6 years older than Future, so I don't understand why he's not considered in this package when they talk about Big Three in the first place. I don't understand. Because honestly, he embodies all of what those three guys rap about. He give you the club, he give you the ignorance, he give you the social, political, he give you that whole spectrum. Just saying. Of course, Jay-Z is top tier lyrical, but you know, he on his hiatus. And hip hop has aged to a point where it's nobody under 30 that even considered to be top right now, which is crazy to me. I don't know if this is the first time that this has happened. Like, where's the young guys? Hip hop is everybody is above 33. Where the young guys at, man? That's what I'm understanding. It's so, the power is consolidated at the top right now. And this is also part of the issue with hip hop, is that it's like you got these new monopolies. They build these companies and they got all this institutional backing. And instead of hip hop being a competitive field that allows more competition on the field, it's become a monopoly like Apple and Microsoft and Google. So this is why you don't get new sounds coming in, because they're monopolizing the industry, monopolizing the sounds. Yeah, you got female rap that they don't mind pushing, because female rap, especially when it's porn rap, that's not competition. Ain't nobody afraid of that. Porn rap can never be the rulers. None of these females are competition for the guys, because they can never rule hip hop. They have their fan base and their lane, their niche. None of them. Not porn rap can never rule. But these guys, of course, are invested into these women, so they make money while the consumption of the porn rap, you know what I mean, is prevalent. So you got to understand that hip hop has been monopolized. So people look at Drake like Apple. You got to understand the way the world is operating right now. People look at Drake like he Apple, and this is why all the other rappers, they clipped up and they like, man, Apple is $1 trillion company. So they like, we got to go at him. Because he got so much power and consolidation of power that he runs things. Then you got, you got your other ones. You got your Googles and your Microsoft, your Kanye's and your J's. You feel me? It's like a S&P 500 of rap. It's like the ones that has this consolidation of power at the top. But it's like, even if the younger guys get into the race and they out-rap them whatsoever, it don't matter. Because all eyes is consolidated at the top, and this is why the rich get richer. So hip-hop has become almost like capitalism pyramid at this point. And if they're not a part of this power structure, then they can't even get their thing. And then what happens is there's somebody new come in. The same thing how a corporation will, if you got challenging technology, then the company like Apple would just buy you up and consume you. So now you come under their umbrella. So now they decide when you drop, and when you do drop, they own you. Nas definitely got better with time, for sure. Nas been dropping better music than 90% of people. But you gotta look at it like it's a market. Hip hop, when you talk about the industry and you look at it as a business, then you can understand why hip hop is the way it is, because it's no longer based on talent. It's based on business. It's not based on street credibility. It's not based on realness. It's not based on originality. It's the business. And this is why we become so consumed with the numbers. You can make a better song than somebody. The first thing they gonna look at is profits. They gonna look at sales. So as hip-hop consumers have become capitalists in a way that you consume and measure, right, what is successful in hip-hop. That's like if you make a whack movie and everybody thought it was going to be good and everybody go see it the first day and they like, man, that movie was whack, but the box office numbers was crazy. And the independent film that was really 1,000 times better, they go compare the numbers instead of the actual art. This is what happened in hip-hop. The reason that you comparing numbers is because hip-hop is now a business. It's no longer an art. I shout out my brother AJ McQueen. I seen him. I met Lupe Fiasco the other day for the first time, and I had to tell him, like, bro, when I was young, I used to buy your CDs. Like, it was him, Kanye West, and maybe just a handful of other people that I go get the physical when they drop, because he was a Muslim. He was the most top, like, lyrically, he in my top 5, maybe top 3. But there was a competition of who is lyrically better, Lupe or Drake and things of that nature. And at this point in time, it doesn't matter. Not to the consumer, because it don't matter about whether it is better lyrically. It doesn't matter about if it's more original, if it's a new sound, or they're saying something. Hip-hop has turned into a complete business, and businesses do not operate off magic. They operate off science and systems. So there's a system to, I'm about to go, man. I got y'all, man. Let me give y'all some game one time. I'll be up there. But it then turned into a science. So now instead of a person making music based on what they feel, like what's on your spirit, you feel me? Like back in the day, you had Hot New Hip Hop, you had My Mixtape, you had, World Star, you had all these different places you can go to listen to somebody's music. But now, they not making what they feel, they making what will sell. So that means that they're not even speaking to the streets. They're not speaking they're not making music for themselves. They're making it for these different demographics. So it becomes data informed. So they look back and be like, all right, what's the data? All right, well, listen, we got this ethnicity from 16 to 24 that listen to your music over here in this particular country. And then you have these people that's 13 to 19 and listen to it in this state. So what you have to do is make music that's going to go directly to the people who's going to consume it. So now you can't put out the music that's on your mind or say stuff that's on your spirit. No, you have to do it based on selling a product. So now it changes the formula. So what they do is they bring in people, go help you write and create that sound. So what you're looking at now with rappers is they are businesses, right? And because we have this foundation of what you think hip hop is, you're not viewing it from what it is today. You viewing it from what it started off of. And this is why most of it is misconstrued, and this is why really great rappers do not know how to create hits, because the science of the hit is not what they're consuming when they're making a song, right? There's a way where, it got to have a certain amount of space. It has to have parts where a person can have a chant in there so that, the audience can chant back, right? It has to be made in a particular manner. My brother Rance always say, figure out how to make and put the less amount of words into a song, the better. Because it's just about flow and something that they can get catchy. And then if you're looking at it as a business, when you're selling a song and maybe somebody want to put it in a movie or commercial or whatever it may be, you're going to have all of these parts that's repeatable so that you can sell different parts of the song and monetize it. You got to really look at hip-hop as a business in order to understand why everything that is happening. But what happens is that because hip-hop has such a spiritual power, right? Because what you say is real, the power of the tongue is real, especially of a beat and instrumentation. So it influences the mind of the youth, and it's easier to get people to go in the wrong direction than the right one. It's easier to make music that is negative, that appeals to the lower than the higher. So this is why a person will rap about killing, murdering, sex, drugs, bullshitting, just, emo music, because that's an easier appeal than higher level. I'm going to talk about something. I'm going to try to make it catchy, but it's also good for you. That's harder to do because people have light and dark sides. So you can't just make a light song. Just like a woman don't just like a man that only has light traits. He's just the good guy. No, she need him to have some of those dark traits. That's why hip-hop has Machiavellianism in it. It has sadism in it. It has narcissism in it. Right? It has all of these different things that are elements, because these is the dark side that appeals to people. Dark side. I mean, I'm going to have to do a whole class on this, just giving you a breakdown. This is why the war is important, because it breaks open that science. It ain't about just the science. Now you got to win. Now it's for respect. Now you got to say what's on your mind. Now you got to get out your capitalist bag. Now you got to get what's really on your heart. And what that does is open the door for all the other lyrics, right? Because now you're being compared by lyrics. So now the lyricists, it's a good opportunity for the lyricists to get out there and be like, wait a minute, y'all think they rapping, I'm rapping too. Because hip-hop is the most powerful art form of music. By far. There's beautiful Afro beats and Caribbean music and country and rock and roll and R&B and all of that, but nothing is more powerful than hip-hop and rap over instrumentation, that spoken word. It's nothing more powerful. It's not even a close second in my opinion. So the other genres get some shine, but that's only when hip-hop is not being hip-hop. That's when it's becoming a business and everybody starts to sound the same, because you go on YouTube and you say type beat, so you literally want to sound like another person. Because you see that success works, and that's part of the formula. Find a working success, take part of their patterns, because it's already in the mind of people. It's easier to push. Nostalgic music works because people already have an emotion associated to it from a time and memory. So when you sound like somebody else that's connected to a memory, it takes you back to that place, you feel it. You're already connected to it because somebody already did the work. So what they're doing is they're targeting a demographic. They want to feel that same way like it was back in the day. It's all a science. So when it's wartime, it ain't about just, let's make a hit that's going to sell. Let's win over the people. Let's get my respect back out here. You know what I mean? And these battles got to be judged on real, like who was really good. Your numbers don't matter in this. Stop bringing up the numbers when you talking about bar for bar.